Yeah.
Okay. Hi, we're Group 9, Dr. Laurie's tutor, and today we're going to give you a presentation on sheet metal cutting. So, sheet metal cutting has many applications, from punching to cutting long sheets of the stuff. There's various processes of sheet metal cutting. The most simple are tin snips, which are basically scissors for metal. Then we've got band saws, which is an infinite blade that rotates and you can slide the metal through and cut it. There's also punching and blanking, pretty much the same process. It's just the terminology is a bit different. We'll talk about that later. And laser cutting and water jet cutting, which are two indirect direct cutting processes where the laser or the water jet applies enough pressure to cut enough stress to break the metal, and the laser creates high enough temperature. We're then going to talk to you about the design considerations of each of the processes, and then we'll conclude and compare them. So sheet metal is basically a metal that's between 0.03 and 6 millimeters. Any higher and it's called plate, any thinner and it's foil. The thickness of a sheet metal is measured in a thing called gauge. So the higher the gauge, the thinner the metal, and the gauge is different for each type of metal that the sheet is made out of. So the definition of sheet metal cutting is a piece of sheet metal is separated by applying a great enough force to cause the material to fail, or in the case of laser, separating the metal by melting. There's many different applications. Here we've got a picture of a washer, a tin can, filing cabinet, a body of a washing machine rather, airplane bodies and car bodies. There's many other applications. It's pretty much in most metal products you can think of. There's Iron Man. He was made out of metal, and so I'm sure he had different sheet metal cutting processes in order to manufacture him. Right, so there's different processes. From nibbling, notching, rotary cutting, pure cuts. They're most commonly used on steel, tin, aluminium, zinc, steel, and each metal has its own preferred cutting process depending on how thick it is and things like that. So here we have a lovely picture of different cutting processes. So we've got parting, where you can see the metal has been split; perforating, where you can see the holes through the thing, laser pointer up there; notching, well, you can see the notches out of the metal. There's many different ones that aren't included here, but there's too many to go through today. And no, am I doing chisels?
No.
Okay, and now I'm going to hand you over to a lovely Jamie.
Yeah.